Hello and welcome to the first Friday focus of the 2018 season. Of course, the 70th anniversary season for the Stags Barn Monarchs. Tonight, the Stags Barn Monarchs took on the Monarchs Champions, a team of select riders, Graham, who turned back and turned out in Monarchs colours once again. Of course, included in that is GP rider now Craig Cook, who we're going to hear from in a little while to get his reaction to tonight's match. And of course, we're going to speak to new Monarchs captain Erik, who was sensational tonight, Graham. Yep. I think we're going to see in Heat 11 race of the night, his pass on the aforementioned Craig Cook. He was superb. It was a fantastic. He looked very, very fast.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've spoke a lot over the course season, haven't we? Everyone's kind of saying this is Erik's year. They think he's really going to kick on. We know Erik sets himself not numerical targets, but these targets have been number one, and he thinks he's the best in every meeting, regardless if it's a Grand Prix or a challenge match. And the form he showed tonight, he's definitely going to be on it.
There was a few scary moments in there, none more notably Joe Anderson. I can't remember what heat that was, but that was a
Heat 14.
Heat 14. It looked a very scary crash.
It was. Obviously, we maybe couldn't see it the best where we were standing up on the first bend, but you know.
You mean the social media hub?
Social media hub, sorry, is that what we're calling it? Sponsorship is available. But you know, it looked like he went in hard. I'm presuming it was Jacob Buckav maybe went down in front of him. No malice whatsoever, because Buckav got excluded. Anderson left with nowhere to go, and he's went into the fence pretty much head first, it looked like. Thankfully he got up and walked away. Seems to be no great damage to man or machine, hopefully, and he'll have to fight another day.
How good an exercise was this for the Monarchs? I mean, when you look through the team of the Monarchs champions here, there's some good second strings in there. Ashley Morris. I mean, there's some good heat leaders: Spud, Aaron Summers, Rory Schlein, Craig Cook. They're three top heat leaders in this league. How stern a test was this for the guys? But ahead of the real stuff starting tomorrow down at Berwick.
I think it was a really stern test. I mean, you look at that team. One, it was over what would be a championship points limit team, so you're not going to come up against that too much. And nobody's coming here with that level of Armadale experience. You know, 6 former league winning Monarchs, plus Jacob down at reserve. So those guys are all guys that have ridden here more than any of our guys, pretty much, have more experience than our guys around here. And our guys went out there and battled. You know, we've seen Erik was fantastic. Ricky was maybe a little bit underpowered tonight, but still, you know, gets in heat 15 and picks up the best part. Paid 10 points. Heat wins on their first home match for Max and Joe. Josh, we paid 11 score at reserve. Matt, we paid 6. You know, Mark, we paid 6. I think that's right. I've not got my programme on me. That's a good, solid scoring against a very good Armadale outfit. Max,
I thought, was excellent on his home debut, but he did learn in one race at Matty Weathers as the white line expert around Armadale as well. He just maybe went a wee bit wide, but I thought if there's one thing about him, he seems to grab a handful of throttle and he's got plenty of bottle.
Oh, no fear, absolutely no fear. You know, you're sometimes unsure what these guys are going to do coming over from America. They're not used to this kind of surface, this kind of weather. They're not used to team racing as well, which is a big thing. But we've seen it at Glasgow the other week. We've seen it here tonight. You know, he's pretty sharp at the gate. He's not afraid to twist the throttle. He's trying lines. He's in. He's out, and we're on to a winner with Max.
We did mention Joe Anderson's crash, but before that, he actually had a race win in his first heat. He didn't look the most comfortable. It's obviously a track that's quite foreign to him at the minute, but as the season wears on, he looks as if he's got the ability to get to grips with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. You've mentioned there, very first race he wins against Matty Weathers and Spud Summers. I mean, that's some pedigree to beat those guys in your first race. Yeah, okay, maybe wasn't the fastest time in the world, but hey, you only need to be faster than the guy in second. And he was 5 points on his debut. He was in a point scoring position in heat 14 before he had to be taken out of the heat. That's promising, and that looks good to build on going forward as he'll get used to the track as he moves on with more experience.
What we're going to do now is we're going to grab reaction from Edinburgh captain Erik.
Joined by victorious team captain Erik. Erik, your first win as Monarchs captain. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels good. First meeting of, not the first one, but the second one, but the first one at home. So it was good for all the boys to get a couple of heats in. You know, it was no pressure today. It was a friendship meeting. So yeah, good to get the first one out of the way, and tomorrow starts the league.
I mean, you mentioned there that it was a challenge match. That was a tough Armadale lineup. You know, you're not going to meet guys with that much experience here every week. So that must have been good to get a good team win and some confidence in the camp.
Yeah. I mean, the other team, they had a couple of good riders here, which are experienced here. So it was good. It was good for the boys, for the new boys, to beat a couple of them riders. You know, it's good for the confidence. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one.
And then for yourself, 11 points. You had the one blob, as we call it, where you threw the bike away. Is everyone okay with yourself and the bike?
Yeah, I'm okay. Bike was a bit damaged. I lost the nut on the front wheel, so the front wheel got loose mid-straight, and bike was just went straight into the fence and I let it go. So I'm happy that I walked away from it. Yeah, but overall it was a good night for me. Yeah.
And Heat 11, not many people pass Craig Cook from the background here. You must have enjoyed that one.
Yeah. You know, when I go to the start, I said it before, I'm never looking who's against me. So you know, when I'm behind and I see someone in front of me, I just hunt them down. I might catch him, I might not, but I try everything.
And then going back to the team, obviously Max and Joel's first meetings here, and for both of them to get a heat win, that must be good for their confidence as well.
Yeah, especially for, as I said, for the new boys, it was good. They both impressed me today. You know, it was not easy today. It was quite creasy. We had a lot of rain this afternoon, and yeah, I was impressed with them. They were riding calm. You know, I think it was good that it wasn't an important meeting for them. You know, to start off. So they rode calm and got around really well. Yeah.
And then on to Berwick tomorrow night. Is that a track you enjoy?
Not really. It's quite a tough track, but you got to take it with humor. It's a bit bumpy, sometimes really grippy. I don't know. It's been different every time I got there, so I don't know what to expect tomorrow.
Just make some starts and get out in front, make it easy for yourself.
That's it.
Perfect. Well, thanks very much for joining, Erik. Well done tonight.
As we said, Erik was absolutely fantastic tonight. Again, his race with Craig Cook was the highlight of the evening. But it's positive signs as well there. I mean, first meeting in, got to see a massive well done to the track staff. Who would have thought that this track actually had snow on it this week, and the guys worked extremely hard to get on a fantastic surface.
And a racetrack, not just a track that was out there to ride. You know, there was passing, there was lines. You mentioned Matty Weather's always been able to find that inside line coming out of the second bend. You know, guys, Josh Pickering going round the outside on bends 3 and 4. There was racing lines out there for the guys tonight, and I think from the feel in the pits, most of the guys enjoyed it. You know, for this time of the season with the weather we've had, well done to everyone, and that was a fantastic racetrack tonight.
For the guys in the Monarchs Champions team as well, it was a good exercise for them. It's early in the season, competitive racing to kind of get the guys up to speed, but that's what this time of year is really all about. Although we've got the Championship Shield, which is obviously an important competition in terms of the large picture of the season. For the guys in the Monarchs Champions team, it's a chance for them to try out things, and you seen that really, didn't you, at times?
Yeah, I mean, you know as well as I have, we you know, the guys you talked to during the week, Scott, the weather has played absolute havoc so far. You know, I think it was at the start in the Speedway Star that only 32% of Speedway matches that were scheduled have went ahead. I spoke to Aaron Summers last weekend, and I think he said something like, to this point in the season he was meant to have had 9 meetings and 2 practice sessions, and this was his second meeting of the season. Everything else has been wiped out by the weather, and we're now into a third of the way through April. So these guys are desperate for track time. Get out there, test a few things. Still in a competitive environment. You know, you're not telling me some of those first and second bends by the likes of Rory Schlein and Ashley Morris. You know, these are guys that still want to go out and win. But at the end of the day, there's 14 guys, shall we say, that have come out unscathed, hopefully. You know, pending Joe being okay for tomorrow, and that's the main thing. And they'll all have enjoyed it.
I think the lucky thing for the Monarchs is that they haven't been too affected by the weather.
Yeah.
You mentioned how many meetings were off there. I think I looked at a stat. Come last Wednesday night, there was actually scheduled to be 25 meetings in the UK, and only 2 went ahead. That just goes to show the level of kind of severity of the
look
weather.
at last weekend, Friday, only Bellevue's National League match went ahead. Saturday, the only match that went ahead was Workington. Sunday, nothing. Monday, nothing. Wednesday, I believe, was a wipeout. And that's Easter weekend. That's your traditional season opener, particularly in the Premiership. That used to be the double header. Everyone raced home and away. So it's absolutely huge to lose those meetings.
I do remember a couple of Monarchs fans going to Bellevue on Good Friday and getting sunburnt, but we won't talk about that. That's a wink to a couple of people that I know is going to be watching. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go to GP rider now. I mean, this, just to speak briefly about Cookie before we go here, what he's done since he's left the Monarchs has been quite incredible. He's run through the Grand Prix qualifiers last year. I think we were all watching with great interest to see how he got on. I think most Monarchs fans would do watch his career closely as well, and he's one that every single Monarchs fan will be hoping can do well in the GP series this year.
Yeah, I mean, once a Monarch, always a Monarch, isn't it? For these, particularly the calibre of Craig Cook. 4 years he was here. We've seen him come in with his dyed red hair. 2012 was it his first season, 11 maybe, as a second string. He'll probably admit himself at a bit of a crossroads in his career. You know, he helped us massively over those years. We helped him. He's got his career on track. We all know it's not been, you know, a secret. He's publicly came out with some of the troubles he's had off. He seems to be over that. He's fully focused for this year, and I don't think there'll be a Monarchs fan anywhere that will be watching those GPs shouting Cookie on this year.
I know. We can hear from Cookie now. Craig, it was excellent to welcome you back to Armadale this evening. Did you enjoy that?
Crashing and yeah, I really struggled tonight, but I haven't got any engines that go around here anymore. I tend to set all my engines up for the bigger tracks. You know, I'm aiming at tracks abroad, and you know, I'm moving forward. So I didn't really have anything that would go here, but yeah, I really struggled with the amount of power that I had tonight. I just couldn't put it down, and it made my life really hard. But yeah, it's always a pleasure to be back up here. Not so much in the cold and the rain, but yeah, it's always a pleasure to see everyone up here, and yeah, good to be back.
It's obviously a massive season for yourself. Preparations, I'm sure, have been slightly different for this season than it has been for any other season. Talk us through your winter this year.
Just training hard and trying to get fit and get myself right, and as well as mentally, you know, as physically. So coming off the season I had last year, it wasn't too great. So you know, I've really been looking at preparing myself mentally for this. And you know, the GPs, you know, it is a big thing, but for me, you know, I'm going into it with no pressure on my back. So for me, it's not. I haven't really got that added pressure as well as maybe some of the others have. So in a way, it's worked out well for me. No pressure, just go and enjoy myself. But you know, my league racing hasn't gone to plan so far. So yeah, we have got some work to do prior to the GPs, but I think we've got 5 week now leading up to them. So we'll try some different things leading up in these coming 5 weeks and see if we can get things going a bit better.
As we mentioned, race of the evening was heat number 11, yeah. Which included GP rider Craig Cook. I'm going to keep saying that. It just sounds really.
Is that his new name? Is it? His middle name's now Craig. First name GP rider.
It just sounds. Well, GP rider would be too. It sounds for being smart, but it does. It's got a nice ring to it. Same as it was when he was Captain Cook. Yeah. But we're actually going to see the heat of the evening now between Erik and Craig.
Heat 11, Erik rests against Craig Cook this time, the current captain and the former captain. First inside 2 gates. Gate 3 it's Matt Williamson, gate 4 Ashley Morris. This time it's Craig Cook away. And Ashley Morris slides off at the back. And Erik Rest is trying to press Cook up front. I think Erik will have changed his machine, and look at this from Riss. What a pass that is. Matt Williamson's fallen off, but nobody's watching that because Erik Riss has just pulled off an amazing pass on Craig Cook. So even though he fell in his previous race, Riss still bold enough to pull off that great overtake. And he's left Craig Cook for dead. No mistakes this time. What a terrific ride by Erik Ress. And Matt Williamson heads Ashley Morris after they'd both fallen. So the home team take another 4-2. Now lead by 6.
Just to pick up on a few wee negatives, Graham, there was 3. The guys ended up in the evening with some real mechanical issues. Issues.
It always seems to be the way, doesn't it? These challenge matches at the start of the season where these things happen. You know, whether it's because the bikes are, you know, the weather it's colder, whether it's not been challenging. Joe, obviously, we spoke about his crash earlier on. I was talking to Gordon Campbell after, and he actually said his front forks were that bent they couldn't turn the wheel to get the bike out the fence. We heard from Erik, who said his wheel nut came off. That's what caused the fault, and I believe I heard on the parade truck that Matt Williamson's done an engine in as well. So not ideal for that point of view. I guess that's why these guys have backup equipment, and you know, they've scored points tonight, so hopefully that'll be there to fill anything in, and it won't affect them going forward.
Of course, the Stagsbarn Monarchs head down to Berwick tomorrow in the Championship Shield. Graham, can we catch them on the hop? It's their first meeting of 2018. Can we go down there and get some Championship Shield points on the board?
It would be nice to, you know, Berwick are a team that look a very unknown quantity. I know me and you disagree slightly over how they're going to do this year, but you know, guys like, you know, Summers does very well there. How, Duo, and what they don't know about that track isn't worth knowing. But like anything, if you catch the new guys on their first day, then that's we've got a chance. You know, I was looking forward to us going to Scunthorpe last week and opening up the league campaign there when those guys hadn't had a chance to die on. So you've maybe got a hope, start the season, conditions will be a little bit different. Who knows?
Exactly. One man we haven't talked about in this show is down at number 7, Josh Pickering. He was excellent this evening, but there's a big emphasis on him tomorrow. You guys like Max Rommel and Joe Anderson, they've never visited a track like Berwick before. So the focus really is on our reserves. It's a big meeting for both because now Josh has been to Berwick a few times. We expect him to score big points.
Yeah, you're definitely right there, and it's a big challenge at Berwick. You know, they've got what they think is the strongest reserve pair in the league at Berwick, and Jai Etheridge, who we all know flies around there, and Danny Gatmeyer, who's not far behind him, let's be honest. Two guys that know that track well, that were pulling in double figure scores in the main body of the team for Berwick last season. So, you know, our team's set up that we need those points at the bottom end, but tomorrow's going to be very tough for those guys down there.
I would think so, and Max, as good as he was tonight, it's going to be a tough baptism tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to him after Workington last week, and he says he'd never seen a track so big that was so narrow. Well, he's about to see one that's bigger and narrower tomorrow, so we'll see how he goes as well.
Exactly. We hope to see lots of Monarchs fans down in Berwick tomorrow. Yep. Graham, I want to speak about something that you're going down just now as well, promoting the Monarchs on national radio. Yep. Tapes Up, tell us about it.
Yep, Tapes Up every Sunday 9 till 10 on Rock Sport Radio, which is available on DAB digital radio in central Scotland and also online at rocksportradio.co.uk if you don't have a digital radio. Myself and Derek Smith, the original odd couple, as we've been cracking. Derek's involved in the Glasgow setup, and it's just, you're right, it's about promoting Scottish Speedway. Every week we'll be on there. We'll talk about Glasgow, we'll talk about Edinburgh, we'll talk about Berwick, review any action, preview any upcoming action, and it's just about getting out there and getting people that maybe don't know what the sport's there, getting them to know about it, or people that kind of remember it but have forgotten about it a little bit, just picking up on it. And it's, you know, we're going to give our thanks to Rock Sport for giving us the opportunity. We're going to be there till, we've pretty much been told we're there till the end of the season. We're 2 shows in, no disasters yet, so fingers crossed that keeps going. The show's available as a podcast afterwards on iTunes, Spotify and on the website, so it's plenty of opportunities to listen, and yeah, it's good fun, and I'm hoping over the course of the season these guys in our team will give me something to talk about when we're talking to Derek.
Do you not get enough of talking about Speedway? You've got these 2 shows, you've got a radio show now.
It's, what can I say, it's what I was born to do, Scott.
Talk nonsense. That's us for the Friday Focus, for the first Friday Focus of 2018. And of course, don't forget that the Edinburgh Monarchs take on the Workington Comets next week here at Armadale Stadium. Until next week's Friday Focus, good night.
Good night.